We get asked quite a bit, well, what's the next generation? I usually answer that growing gardens is the next generation.
Just seeing these kids doing the same thing I did, I recognize myself in them, has always been like a great pleasure and something I'm very proud of. Just seeing other people do what I wanted to see continue.
We've really tried to be thoughtful with our growth over the past 25 years. One of our values at Growing Gardens has always been stewardship, and I think that comes with taking good care of the land. And then we've really deepened that throughout our organization and thinking about our human resources and how we're good stewards of the people that we interact with and the staff that we have.
I like to think from a tiny seed, mighty things grow, and that's what happened with Growing Gardens. Each program is sort of a little seedling that we planted. It's the community gardens, the Cultiva Kids, the food project program.
It's so easy to get to and see how their food is grown and be able to take part in our programs because it's so accessible and it's right in the middle of the city is really an important piece to why this is so special.
It's actually been a really amazing thing to watch Growing Gardens grow. I'm especially proud of how Growing Gardens has always kept examining itself, and even though there's that desire to do everything and to help everybody, they've been very good at looking at what can we do and do it well.
Why is food access important to me? It's like a basic human right to have access to food, to feel nourished, to get a connection with your food, know where it comes from. Food justice has a lot to do with just ensuring that people can afford and have access to food, and I think that some of the work that we get to do here ensures that.
We have the special privilege of being in a space where, because of community support, we get to provide food to people no matter what they come to us with.
When Growing Gardens started in 1998, I don't think anybody had really thought about what urban agriculture could look like.
There's a lot of different sort of definitions and takes on regenerative agriculture.
The regenerative movement is kind of going back to some of those practices where there was diversification, there were animals on the land, you were counting on the animals for your main source of fertilizer. We got away from that, but now we're getting back to it. None of us really own the land, we're stewards of the land, and you want to put the land to the best use possible. Regenerative agriculture and looking at what the land wants to be, what it can support, and trying to get our practices to go more in line with that just makes sense.
The conservation easement is one of the first of its kind in the country. Not only does it take away the development rights on the property, but it also says that the land has to be in productive agriculture. It allows organizations like Growing Gardens to continue to be on this property, doing this work far into the future.
We put dried grass, we light it on fire, we close it on up, and we go like this. Are you ready?
It's not just about soil health, it's not just about water resources, it's not just about people, it's about all of those things. How do we keep learning from the space and bringing back to it?
So the bees are really special because every time I learn new things from the kids and then get to share the things with them that I know, like about the bees' pheromones and them doing little dances together, and then the kids all do a little dance and they get to act out like the bees, and I really see those like neural connections being made, and then they get to put the bee suits on, which is just the sweetest thing ever.
There's beautiful connections where plants and people and wildlife can kind of meet and have a conversation.
So I joined Cultiva 2005. I was 11 years old when I joined the program, and eventually I was asked to join the board. The orchard wasn't here, the greenhouse wasn't here, the barn wasn't here when I was a kid, and I got to sign off on the barn, I got to see the orchard grow, I just had to make it happen. It's been a great journey.
This farm started because the USDA classified it as a food desert. This farm just tried to break down the barriers to accessing food. Some kids and adults too, they look at an apple and don't know all of the energy and labor and inputs that go into it. And so this is just a great way to gain more appreciation for where one's food comes from, where everybody's food comes from.
It's just pretty nice being out here. It's summer. You get to do a lot of things during the summer. Just you knowing that you got selected for something that at the end of the day, you're going to meet new people, and it's about teamwork, leadership.
Brújula is an awesome organization that has helped us so much with getting more food out to the community and connecting with new people, and bring such a life and more sense of community to this farm.
La Brújula es un grupo de chicas que ayudamos a la comunidad. Fue la primera vez estar en un lugar y empezar la planta desde cero, que plantar y luego venir a los 3 meses y ver el fruto es algo muy bonito, y saber que tus hijos están comiendo cosas nutritivas es algo muy muy bueno, y creo que la comunidad se puede beneficiar muchísimo.
It's super important that people know how to grow their own food and are directly connected to it. This year we started a new farm site about 1.5 miles away from here, still in Longmont. This is a new partnership with Bethlehem Lutheran Church.
The entire time I have been here, we have had a dedicated, really passionate group of volunteers. Because of them, we've been able to open a new site, restart and reorganize at the YMCA. They're instrumental to our success.
I guess it was probably a little over a year ago we got an email from Growing Gardens saying, we need space. Do any of you have space? And our admin at church said, Pastor Katie, we need to do this. We want to feed people and we want to share what we have.
The Food Project Farm in Longmont, our goal is to provide as much food as possible for the community. So with our 2 different farms, we're looking at the space that we have in both areas and seeing how can we maximize production in both spaces. And we're looking forward to providing at least the same amount of food as we have in previous years, if not more.
The minute I saw this field, which was a wide open field right next to the community gardens, I knew that this was a place where Growing Gardens would be. I saw children's gardens, I saw orchards, I saw what is now Growing Gardens. It happened because Catherine and Dennis Gates made it happen. Growing Gardens, it belongs to everybody.
We're just grateful that there is that future, that we don't have to have gotten around to producing another generation. Growing Gardens is the next generation.